Leah and the folks at TDOT asked me to talk a little bit about progressive design build. This is another one of those cutting edge concepts. Will it take hold in the US? I don't know. But what is it? Which states are using it? And what are the advantages and disadvantages of using it? We in the Federal Highway Administration really don't have a lot of experience with progressive design build. To my knowledge, we have not had a project go down this path yet. But the Design Build Institute of America defines it this way. It's not really a definition per se, but this is from their Design Build Done Right practice manual. And it says PDB uses a qualifications-based or best value selection followed by a process where the owner then progresses towards a contract price with the team. So they select a team based on experience and qualifications and perhaps their costs for overhead. And then they develop the concept, perhaps go through the NEPA process. And then like CMGC, eventually they get to the point where they can look at what we would call price reasonableness. So it's sort of like CMGC in a design build contract where this firm is responsible for both the concept, the design, and all the quantities. So it takes CMGC a step further and makes that firm responsible for the design and the quantities in a design build contract. So it's a hybrid of both CMGC and design build. Let me give one example, and this is from Maryland State Highway, a freeway close to where I live. Maryland I-270, anybody ever been on I-270 in DC? It's not a place you want to be most times of the day. Up in the northern section, close to I-70, maybe around 60 or 80,000. Down towards the Capitol Beltway, they're averaging over 200,000 vehicles a day. It's 8 lanes wide. They have collector distributor roads. They have HOV, 2 HOV now in process. So Maryland State Highway wanted to improve this section and come up with a concept or an idea that would move traffic for the least amount of money. They had a $100 million budget for this project, and they wanted design build teams to come in and show concepts that they could use, could be implemented to move traffic, such as shoulder use, ramp metering, exclusive HOV lanes, and other things, traffic control techniques that the ITS folks talk about that could be implemented within a $100 million budget within this corridor. So they've gone through their process, and these are a few slides from their procurement process. They've selected this because they get early contractor input from the design builder, and their design builder is a strategic partner in their conceptual development process. It helps the state avoid the liability for design, and it facilitates having a design builder involved in the permitting and other preliminary design activities. Also, it shortens the time for procurement. They're not going through ATCs. They're merely selecting a contractor based on concepts, ideas, experience, and qualifications. And with a $100 million budget, the contractors got to look at all the operations within this corridor, decide what shoulders can safely be used, what electronic warning devices, what signs are appropriate for moving traffic in this corridor, and basically do the most they can with the budget they have to improve things for $100 million. So from the state DOT's perspective, they have somebody working with them to do all these wonderful things. But the skeptic in me says, are they going to be assured they're going to get their $100 million worth of value out of this? And time will tell, but State Highway is promoting this as 11 new lane miles southbound and 12 new lane miles northbound. They're probably going to reuse the shoulders, and that's the new lane miles during off-peak hours. But they'll be doing things like that, changing ramp configurations to maximize throughput in the corridor. So it's, for Maryland SHA, this is a unique concept. They're very proud of it. They're looking forward to the results. and their political leadership is publicizing this project as the way of the future. Whether other states will see this as the way of the future, I don't know, but that's progressive design build.